Hi, I'm Joe Mitri, a 7th grader at Parker Middle School. Welcome to Ask the Superintendent. In this episode, we field questions on the school calendar, blizzard bags, and safety in our schools. A parent has an incoming first grader born after the September 4th cutoff. Will he be eligible for first grade this year if he submits the records of kindergarten completion?
Thank you, Joe, for asking that question. If a child has missed the kindergarten cutoff date of August 31st, there is an opportunity if they've participated and fully completed a full-year private kindergarten program to be able to petition to enter first grade in our school system. The child needs to turn 6 by October 31st and submit a completed form from the private kindergarten program with a letter of recommendation of the administrator of the program and a little bit of a progress report transcript from that private kindergarten program showing that they're ready to move on to the first grade. Those forms and letters can be submitted to either myself or Assistant Superintendent Linda Hirsch. We evaluate them on a one-off basis, and they can come in anytime this spring, and we'll make our decisions again on a one-by-one basis for admission into first grade instead of kindergarten for the fall.
Hi, I'm Megan Dunn, an 8th grade member of the Student Council at McCarthy Middle School. I have a few more questions for the superintendent. A parent notes that many stories circulate on social media that relate to student safety. How can a concerned parent learn if these stories are real, and if the district is addressing the incidents or warnings in any way?
Megan, thank you very much for bringing forward this question about school safety. It's incredibly timely, and it's on everyone's minds again these days as different incidents of violence have occurred in schools across the nation. One of the things that I can stress on is social media has been positive in many aspects, and it's also can be a negative in aspects as far as communication with the public is concerned, as far as making sure that we're receiving right and timely information. So if there are ever concerns on social media about school safety or any type of concern at a particular school, importantly if it was ever a Chelmsford Public School, what I would request you do and recommend you do is actually reach out to the appropriate authorities immediately if there's any concern. Reach out to a classroom teacher, reach out to a building administrator. If it was a real concern about school or student safety, never be concerned about checking with the police department, school resource officers and police department staff, our partners in working through school safety issues. But school safety is on all of our minds, and I think one of the important things for me as superintendent is to make sure that the information that we're talking about is real information, it's timely information, and it's accurate information, in that we're not acting or reacting to any type of rumor or false information that may be put out through social media. So let's always verify the source, go right to the source. So again, talk to your teachers, your building administrators. Feel free to talk to the police department if there's ever a concern about student safety. But let's make sure we're actually dealing with real facts and we're not taking a look at or considering any type of rumors that might be out there. Our school staff work incredibly hard and long to make sure that we have safety procedures and protocols in place to deal with different issues that can come up in schools. So we're very well versed in working them through. I'd appreciate any time anyone has a concern to please bring that to our attention so that it can be addressed in a timely fashion. Thank you.
Kelly Tays, parent of a middle school student, thinks a presentation of drug use currently given to incoming freshmen would be more beneficial in 7th and 8th grade, as many students make the choice to use drugs at younger ages. Can a plan be considered to bring this information to the younger students?
Hi Megan, thank you for bringing Kelly's question forward. And the district does actually perform some programming at the middle school level now through our health teachers in the buildings and also through the assistance of the Board of Health and Sue Rose of the nurse on the town side. We conduct different workshops each fall and spring in the different middle schools as part of that partnership and relationship that we have. So we are trying to actually introduce the topics of substance abuse and alcohol use and things along those lines at an earlier age, obviously being age appropriate throughout the district, but we do actually have some of those activities that take place now. As a district, we work to try to advertise those available workshops and resources through our Connect Ed system, so parents might receive a message home, an email, indicating that there are some workshops coming. I would also encourage you to speak with your students, because oftentimes these topics are addressed during health class in the schools, sometimes physical education class as well, but often health class. But we do try to actually at the middle school level start to introduce substance abuse topics into the curriculum to make sure that students are receiving some instruction before actually moving on to the high school level. But there's always room for improvement. We'll work to try to possibly better publicize some of those offerings to staff and students in the coming year. But we do begin that programming at the middle school level at both Parker and McCarthy schools.
Cole Garrigan, a 6th grade student at Parker Middle School, notes that many districts use blizzard bags on a snow day, so it is counted as a regular day of school. Has Chelmsford considered this?
Thank you, Joe, for bringing forward Cole's question. This is a question that we've actually received several times over the last couple of weeks because the weather has been so bad and we've been out of school so many days in the month of March, which is a little bit unusual. But the concept of blizzard bags or some type of home learning during snowstorms is becoming more and more prevalent. It's being talked about in different districts. We're working with the Department of Education to figure out in the long term if there are some viable solutions to still maintaining the structured learning time that's required in being able to utilize some of our snow days for that type of activity. At this point in time, we don't have that option that's available to us. One of the other issues that we have to think about is in the last storm that we had, we were actually out of school for snow on one of the days, but we were out of school based on power for at least 2 of the days. So how would students and staff actually be able to log on from home to any kind of electronic medium if we didn't have power is something we're also going to have to overcome. But I do think many school districts in the area are taking a look at some alternative education activities during snow days, particularly if the winters keep up the way they are. One of the things that I do believe is going to help us is next year going back to school before Labor Day, we're going to pick up an extra week's time, which should help us at the end of June if we run into this situation going forward. So there are some manipulations of the schedule that could possibly help, but we also will be looking at some type of a blizzard bag situation, working with other school districts in our area. We're just not quite there yet, but I do see that discussion continuing in the weeks and months to come.
And now we'll go to Elizabeth Silva, who is talking with Dr. Lang and some Chelmsford High School seniors.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Silva, and I'm an 8th grader at McCarthy Middle School. With me are Dr. Jay Lang and a few high school students who are seniors.
I'm Sam Hall.
I'm Lindsay Smith.
And I'm Wesley Fortier.
And I'm actually going to the high school next year, and I'm in 8th grade. So I was wondering if you guys have any advice for me or any incoming 9th graders.
Do your homework.
Okay.
It's more important in high school than it was in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, you won't do well if you don't. So definitely do your homework if you didn't every now and then.
Is the homework load much bigger than it was?
It's not like a huge step up, but it's significantly more.
It depends on like your classes.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
if you're putting yourself in APs, are there any Ps for freshmen? I don't believe.
I don't think so.
If they're in your honors courses and things like that, then it's going to be more, but it's not significantly more. Like, you'll be able to handle it.
Okay.
You just have to be ready for it.
All right.
I think a big thing is you want to be more involved than you were in middle school. Obviously, there's more choices, more clubs, more sports, and the most that you can do, or like the more that you can do in 1 year or your entire high school career, you'll be more involved with your class and just overall just the community.
Yeah. What kind of activities do you guys get into? Are there like sports or anything like that?
For me, I did soccer my freshman through junior year, and I've been doing volleyball since my freshman year. So
As have I. We're on the team together.
Oh,
I had a
nice.
dance team.
Oh, really? They
Yeah.
have a dance team?
It's actually really fun. Like they do have a recital at the end of the year. They participate in pep rally and they participate in Mr. THS if you're a senior. So that's really fun.
Do you do a competition or anything like
Not
that?
for the dance team at the high school.
Oh, okay.
I wish.
So what is pep rally?
Honestly, it's like a whole everyone comes together. It's around like Thanksgiving, right? Like
It's
the Tuesday
it's
before
the
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving football game.
Yeah, and it's just everyone just like has a lot of fun in the gym, and you just like cheer on all like the football team mostly because they're playing on Thanksgiving.
And the seniors. It's a big day for the seniors
Yeah.
as well.
it's this
And
huge
everyone, like,
to collect. Basically, everyone just comes together to cheer on the football team who's playing our rival Billerica, and everyone does the sports captains for the fall do their their pump up for everyone, and then there's dancing, and then everyone tries to one up the other grades. So you kind of bring yourself together within your own grade, and
Yeah.
then just
Oh,
fun
that's
little
really
thing.
exciting.
Yeah.
Is there anything else like spirit?
Yeah, there's a Spirit
wise?
Week that leads up
Yeah.
to it. There was a House Wars a few years ago, but I don't think they're doing that anymore.
Yeah, they used to have a house wars with everyone, but now we just grade.
We just do grades.
Yeah.
So your freshman year, so what's your graduating year?
2022.
So the class of 2022 will have you'll have 2 class advisors, which are teachers, or guidance counselors. I believe there's a couple of guidance counselors. And you'll have 2 class advisors that will help push the class to do whatever the Spirit Week days are. And class reps gets together and they
Yeah, you
decide.
can join class reps.
Yeah, you
It's
can-
really good.
Everybody,
I think- yeah, I ever
anybody
seen it.
can be in class reps. And if you go, you can vote for what you want your day to be. So every grade gets 1 day. So the freshman day this past year was like Black Attack or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So everyone would wear all black, and you
Yep.
get points.
And if you go
And
to
there's spirit points.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how they determine who wins pep rally, because there's a winner. And they base it off like spirit points and like, I don't know, they don't do the spirit walls anymore, but they do flags. So you
Yeah.
hold those at pep rally. And so they just like announce the winners and stuff.
So the school really gets you involved and stuff. That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
nice.
That's
It's a-
one
it's
of
a
the,
big-
the most fun is during that Spirit Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just everything is just so much different when you have the whole school dressed up as one thing.
Right.
We did Hawaiian one day, so everyone wore Lay's Hawaiian shirts, the hats. That was really cool,
Yeah.
and it's just awesome.
Yeah,
to-
definitely
Yeah.
do class reps. I think that's one of my biggest regrets is not doing it till senior year.
Really? So do they just like volunteer at like
It's just like a
school?
club after school. It depends on your grade, but there's different days you stay after, and then it's just like you are in it all 4 years, and it's like really fun. You help like with prom and all the events that your grade does.
Oh wow.
It's pretty much the fun side of you. I think you have a student council
Yeah.
here, so it's similar to that in it's more of organizing like the fun stuff, like, oh, we're gonna pick this song for this event, or we're gonna make this event be this theme. They kind of work that stuff out and pick names for everything. And then student council, on the other hand, is more of the money aspect of your class, and
Yeah.
more like we're gonna
More government based?
yeah, like booking stuff.
Especially
Okay.
senior year. Like up until senior year, you don't have a class president, you don't have any of that. So that's the student body government that you have. And so if you're interested in student body government, like running for president or treasurer or anything like that, definitely do class reps, because students won't look at you the same way
Yeah.
if you just randomly show up and like, I want to be class president.
Oh, okay.
That's also kind of cool with the school. You get to pick, like, the students vote on your president and stuff. And, like, one of the major things in the speeches was I did class reps all 4 years. And, like, some people
Oh,
who
yeah.
didn't say that. It was, like,
Yeah.
I don't know
like
if,
yeah, they would help the class or something.
So
Oh, nice.
it might seem like a popularity contest, but
It's
pretty
not as
much
much as you
it's
think.
it's you need
Just
to build a
being-
reputation.
Yeah,
for
being
yourself.
involved and okay.
I mean, you can be the most popular person in 8th grade, but then once you come be a junior in high school, then it's like we're all the same now.
Yeah.
So you need to, okay, I've been doing this since freshman year. Now I have a reputation. Now people will vote for me, and we can, do things that you want to do.
Right. Like
And-
our secretary, Brennan Malone, he went up and said, yeah, so I'm in 3 clubs, I'm in 4 AP classes, I work 20 hours a week, and I do this. And everybody was just like, whoa. And he's now our secretary.
Oh
so.
wow. Okay. So class rep and student government is one. Is there any other clubs or activities that are fun?
Theater's really fun.
Yeah.
I did it this year for my first time. I was
Oh,
in a
yeah?
musical.
Which musical?
The Anything Goes musical.
What? What?
I was
went-
the old man, the old crotchety old man.
Oh yes,
And
yes.
I had my beard was white. I had sprayed paint. It was a lot of fun. And I'd never done theater
Yeah.
before because I didn't.
That play was amazing. The plays the high school does is
Oh,
amazing.
they're so good. They're so
Yes.
well done. Our theater program's really good, and it's a lot of fun. Like I was really nervous on like right up to it, and then you
Right.
get out there, and it's just it's so much fun. Absolutely recommend theater.
Okay, thank you. Any classes you guys really enjoy, recommend me taking, or any other 9th graders?
You have your basic classes, health, math, science, everything like that. Pretty much what the classes that you get to choose from are called electives, and then there's a whole list, just as many clubs as there are electives. I know there's photography, there's filmmaking, which is new this year. I had to bring it up. This guy right here made a new class for everyone. It's a digital filmmaking.
Oh wow.
So we go into like how you make film, like different proportions of everything, and how you make an image look good, and sound, and everything like that. At the same time, there's academic math clubs, science teams.
You can also take there's also history electives. Like there's not just art electives. Like you do have requirements, but they have like, I know there's history through film, there's like other ones like, I don't really know them because I didn't take them, but yeah, so yeah, psychology.
Oh, they have psychology?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's a really
there's like
popular one.
two.
Yeah.
There's a psychology 1 and 2, which
And
is
they have
they're both
AP
half year.
Psych.
And then there's AP Psych, which you can. I think it's only a senior year class. AP Psych.
I think it's like senior, junior.
So how many electives can you take?
It depends on your schedule. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
if you're gonna do like music, if you do like chorus or something, that's gonna take up 1 year. Like that's a full year class, so you won't have that block. But it also depends on your classes. Like if you take honors and if you take 2 math
Yeah.
classes, so it really depends. But freshman year, I think I had 2, which like if they're half year, you have 4 because you have 2 first semester and then 2 second semester.
Yeah.
So it's really nice how you can build your own schedule the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Freshman year, obviously, you have a template. You have to pick these classes, and then
Right.
you have 2 what we call blocks of open space where you can just fill with whatever electives you want. And then as you go through your years, you have more open space because you don't have to take these classes anymore. I want to take photography, so you have a space for that.
So can you drop out of classes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a core class, no. Like you have to take them. Like you have to take health and gym, and
I
like
believe they're changing it so that health and gym's gonna be required all 4 years.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know we're the last grade that doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But like you can't drop your core classes, but if there's an elective you don't like and you really don't want to take it, you can talk to your guidance counselor. They're really good with that, and you just ask like other electives that are that block, and they can put you right in it if there's space, but there usually is.
But what happens if you take like a math class or something, and then let's say it was too easy or too hard, and you wanted to move into another class? Can you do that?
Yeah, I had my junior year. Something happened and I had been put into a very low level math class by accident,
Yep.
and I didn't realize this until I went to the class and my teacher was like, I don't know, do you want to be in here? And so I went, and it was like the first day of school. I just went to my guidance counselor and they moved me into a higher level class. So if you're going from like H2, which is what the vast majority of people take, to like honors, you may have to take a test.
Yeah, there's an override test.
There's
that
an
you have to
override
take.
test you have to take, but if you're going
Like lower.
if you're going lower, there won't be. And I think from H3 to H2, I don't believe that there's
Yeah,
an override test.
I think you just have to
They
like your teacher has to recommend you.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Is there a time that like a space that you like
For
you have a
it-
week in order
You have
that you
more
can
time-
move classes or?
Yeah, you have
At
more
the beginning
time.
of the year, you
in
have
the
more
beginning
time.
of the year, you have like a week or 2 to do it. But like at second semester, you're gonna want to do it before second semester happens. Like
Okay.
once you go to that class, you have much less time because.
And I think they're more lenient. Like if you're in a class you don't think you're ready for, they can drop you down. It's like they're a lot because they don't want you to like do bad. So
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. So we have Dr. Lang here, and I was wondering, do you guys have anything you want to talk to him about to change at the high school, or just like suggest for anything?
I think we should add in more opportunities for students if they want to get involved in the tech department. You know, more things maybe after school or a class where instead of having staff from the tech department, you know, go from help desk to help in a computer lab. You know, there's always problems up there. We can have students learn and kind of, you know, adjust to different problems up there. It's good problem solving. You know, at college they have an IT desk that's student run, something like that.
Yeah.
When you're at the high school and you have an idea like that, how do you bring that forward to staff so that it can be considered? Are there any avenues for you to be able to bring ideas forward at the high school, or how would you go about doing that?
Yeah, so Sam actually started his own class, digital film class.
Yeah, I started the digital filmmaking class at the high school, and the way I did that was I went to my plus block teacher and just asked who should I go to, and he said that what you really needed was a teacher to back you up, which is what you kind of need with a lot of the activities if you're trying to bring something new, is either an administrator or a teacher to support your idea. So I went to Ms. Cochran, who's the theater teacher, and I was like, do you want to make a digital filmmaking class with me? And she had never met me before, and she was like, sure, that sounds interesting. She loves movies, so, and who doesn't?
Yeah.
So why not make one? So we worked on a proposal, and I got around 100 signatures from students to show that people would take the class. And last semester and this semester, there's been 5 half-year classes, so I think around 100 students have taken the class, which is
That's great.
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's one way for a class. For a club, it's even easier. You can just go to a teacher and be like, I want to make a club. They sign a paper to say that they're your advisor, and then you go and tell the administration what it would be, what would you do. It's a bit easier to do that than it is a class.
And you can run your own club, or does
Yeah.
the teacher have to be
The
with you?
teacher has to be with you, like
Yes.
they have to be advisor, but they could like step out for 30 minutes while you're doing this, or be going and helping a student after school while you're running your club. So, yeah.
One of the things you mentioned when you were talking was Plus Block at the high school. And I was wondering if you could just touch on what your experience with Plus Block has been for some of the 8th graders that are going to be coming up to the high school so that they have a sense of what Plus Block is.
I think Plus Block is a really good time to just like catch up. I know it depends on your teacher, like what if you can leave the classroom or like go check in with the teacher. I know my teacher is really lenient, and like I always go across the hall because I have a lot of friends in that Plus Block. So it's a really good time because it's like 45 minutes, 35 minutes. I'm not sure how long, but it's a good time to like if you wanted to sleep early last night or you forgot about your homework assignment, then you can just get it done during then if you have it, like the class after then.
Yeah, it's a good kind of family away from your family where you can have your own class where you're there for 4 years with them. You have the same teacher for 4 years. It kind of builds a bond, and for me, it's a good break during the day where I can just,
take a break.
yeah, that's pretty much what it
Yeah,
is.
you're never required to like do anything. I mean, sometimes there's meetings like with guidance, but it's not anything like it's just like a one-time thing. It's rare. It's like every like once a month maybe.
So you said that you have the same class all 4 years and the same kids. Is that like from a certain place, like a house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're in the same plus all 4 years, and you're put in your Plus Block based on like your house. So there's 3 different houses: Whittier, Emerson, and Hawthorne, I think. And the teacher, there's like different teachers under each house, so you'll get put with that, and it's just like the kids in your Plus Block are also in your house.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty
Nice.
random which house, unless you have a sibling, like if you have an older sibling that was in Hawthorne House, then you'll be in Hawthorne House so that you still have the same connections, and
Right.
Hawthorne kind of gets to know you and your family.
Oh, nice.
But it's pretty random. If you don't have any
Yeah.
siblings, you'll just be randomly assigned to a house and randomly assigned. Oh, I think it's alphabetical actually. The Plus Block.
Yeah.
The Plus Block is, but
Plus
not
Block
like
is
house.
alphabetically. So if within your little
Within your house.
section,
Yeah.
within
It's
your
either
house.
the beginning or end of the alphabet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And it's like all 4 years.
All 4 years,
So it's
same
ninth grade.
group of like 12 to 15 people, and same teacher. I think that's a big part. The connection you get with your teacher is big.
I agree with you. I think one of the things that the high school does to try to make acclimation to the school as easy as possible is to find those kind of small learning communities within the larger community. So the high school having 3 houses and having a set secretarial staff and a set dean and guidance counselors really kind of break down the numbers at the high school so the kids coming in feel pretty comfortable about that. Now all 3 of you have been at the high school for 4 years, correct?
Yes.
You've been there for your whole career. Which middle schools did you come up from?
We're all you're
I'm from McCarthy, but they're from Parker.
He's the one
Two Park
outsider.
isn't it? But she's been accepted into the group, so that's positive.
We're done. Yeah.
So what is your, looking back, it's been 4 years, it's gone pretty quick, and you're going to all be going off to college soon. What's the big takeaway from Chelmsford High School? What is something that either you didn't expect it to be when you got there, or what really was just the most memorable thing you will remember about Chelmsford High School after you go off to the next phase of your life?
For me, it was definitely a time in my life where you're pretty much figuring out who you are, and CHS has like the staff and the people there and all the students that can help you through it, but at the same time gives you enough opportunity to kind of explore new things. And I think for me it was good because like the first day of freshman year I was a mess. I had no idea what I was doing. But over time, I got used to things. Now I can somewhat manage my time. And going off to college, I think it'll definitely help me because there's a bunch of new people from McCarthy that I had no idea who it was or who they were, and now I'm friends with a lot of them.
Few people that I don't know in our grade. Yeah. Very few.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it's definitely like, I know junior year I broke my hand and I went through like a lot of struggle with schoolwork, and I had my guidance counselor was there to help me, and I was able to get it all done, and it was towards the end of the year, which made it worse because it was for finals. So definitely having like Miss Hill there as my guidance counselor and just like the wonderful clubs, like doing dance team was like a really fun part of high school.
Right.
For me, it was the like the lesson of if you want something, you can do it. Like you can go for it, and that you don't need it to be there already. Like if you want something to change something, that it's absolutely possible. Which I didn't really I've always looked at the world and been like, I want to change this, and I just didn't think I would be able to do that.
It gives you a lot of freedom.
Yeah, freedom and like hope almost, like that.
Yeah.
That you want the world to be a certain place, and you can go do that after high school and after college.
Yeah, because in college you can do you can create your own clubs too, which is really so it
In
kind of
some colleges,
prepares
you
you.
can completely create a whole new major.
Do you guys know what kind of colleges you guys are going to?
So for me, I enrolled at UMass Amherst, so I'm thinking of doing computer science there.
Oh, wow.
So I'm pretty into tech and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Nice.
For me, Merrimack, I'm going for mechanical engineering.
Cool.
And I'm also going to UMass Amherst, but for linguistics.
Oh, okay. Very exciting. Well, so thank you guys so much. I'm really excited for high school, and now I have so much insight and advice, so thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and let's go on to the rest and see the questions from our viewers.
A Chelmsford resident asks, when is the start day for the 2018-2019 school year?
As you may have heard, we will be starting the next school year, the 2018-19 school year, prior to Labor Day. This is going to be a new thing in Chelmsford. We're hoping that it's going to provide us a little bit of extra flexibility as far as scheduling is concerned. But the first day for students to report back to school next year is Tuesday, August 28th. Our staff will come back on Monday the 27th for orientation, and then our students will return Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the 28th, 29th, and 30th of August, before taking a 4-day weekend over Labor Day weekend. So we'll be off that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then again come back to school on Tuesday after Labor Day. So our first day for students, this is the key date to keep in mind, is Tuesday, August 28th. And that has been approved by the school committee. The school committee approved the school calendar back last fall, but we're very much looking forward to this new change. We think it's going to allow us some flexibility in scheduling moving forward. Many districts in our area have already adopted a pre-Labor Day schedule, and we're going to follow suit next year. So we look forward to seeing you, all the kids, on Tuesday, August 28th for the first day of school.
A parent wants to know the policy for notifying parents when a student is absent.
Hi, Joe. Thank you very much for bringing forward this question. Again, timely, as student absences is something that we try to curtail as much as possible and work with parents to make sure that schools are properly informed when a student is going to be out sick. So the general practice at the elementary school level in the district is a parent should always call the main office and let us know if their child is not going to report to school for the day. If by chance a child does not report to school for the day, when the attendance is sent down to the main office, one of the school staff in the main office will call home to just verify that the child is home and is safe at the school that day. At our middle and high school, it's a little bit different. So if a middle school student doesn't come to school for the day, their parent should also call the main office and let them know that they won't be there. In the event that they don't report to school, our ConnectEd system will send out an automated kind of robocall to the home, alerting them that their child didn't come to school for the day. Same at the high school. The only thing we ask at the high school, because of the size, is that parents communicate directly with the house office. So you would call your dean's office directly to let them know that your child is not going to be into school for the day. If by chance, again, that call doesn't come in, there is a robocall that goes out through ConnectEd later in the morning after the attendance is taken to let parents know that the child didn't report to school. Any issues in attendance should certainly be brought to the building administrator as soon as possible to make sure that our kids are accounted for at all times. If there's any discrepancies, that they can be rectified very quickly. So thank you very much for bringing that forward. If you're ever having an issue, again, with any of the communications from the school surrounding student absence, please let your building administrator know, your principal at the elementary school, middle school level, or one of your deans at the high school level.
Thank you for watching Ask the Superintendent. We hope you enjoyed the show and encourage you to send in questions you may have. If you send in questions and did not see it here, please tune in to the next episode. If you would like to submit a question, please click on the Ask the Superintendent button on the Chelmsford Public Schools homepage.